Welcome back here to the Hill on NewsNation. 73 days away from the Iowa caucuses. But as we look ahead to the 2024 election, one factor that will shape the results clearly is the political leanings of different generations. Here to break it down, Chris Stirewalt. Chris, break it down for us.
So you want to know why we can't have nice things. That's basically what everybody wants to know. Why is our politics broken? Why are people so mean? Why can't we accomplish the things that a majority of Americans seem to want? And today we can tell you. We can tell you because of the great work of the National Opinion Research Center at the University of Chicago that the Wall Street Journal highlighted. And I want you to understand this is an explainer more than anything. So first, let's get the stakes. Here's the breakdown of the electorate in 2020. 44% were members of the silent generation or baby boomers. 31% were members of millennial generation or Gen Z. These are like two big rabbits moving through a python. We have these two big demographic lumps that account for the overwhelming majority of who is in the American electorate. So basically, it's kids and their parents, and they're fighting. They're fighting like kids and their parents typically do. And the conflict is where we see the problem. So let's bring up the movement of baby boomers in their political lifetimes, how they have changed so much. Okay, those two snakes represent, you see on the one side there, that's the blue line. Those are how Democratic baby boomers are. And on the red line, those are how Republican baby boomers are. So you start out when they're back there, they're still smoking reefer and hanging out. You've got 23% of them are Republicans in 1976, 52% are Democrats. Look what happens. Look at how much more Republican baby boomers got in the intervening years. You can see they drove their BMWs there right through the 1980s and 1990s as they're watching 30-something, and they get all the way out there, and they're pretty daggone Republican by then, whereas the Democratic number tails off. Okay, now let's look at, of course, the best of all of the generations, Generation X. We, the cream and the Oreo sandwich between these two generations. Here's the Gen X political leanings over time. We're much more consistent, right? So the Gen X people we have not observed the kinds of shifts. You can see an Obama bubble there for a minute, but basically Gen X has been much more in the middle than baby boomers. You know who's not in the middle? You know who's not the cream in the Oreo sandwich? You know who's one of those crispy cookies? It's the millennials. So let's look at this last graphic here, which shows how far left. I mean, look at that business. Look at how far the line moves for millennials. So the Republican number is down there at 20%, whereas the Democratic number is there at 47%. So what does this mean? What does this mean to you? It means that as the generation of these parents and their kids essentially fight it out, they're increasingly in conflict. Younger people are more liberal, more left, more democratic than their parents' generation ever was. And unlike their parents' generation, they're not moving rightward. So as the baby boomers move into, and the last thing we have to remember with all this, you know who votes? Old people. A good rule of thumb is the percentage of people who vote in a given cohort is about equal to the raw number of their age. So which is to say about 60% of 60-year-olds vote, about 50% of 50-year-olds vote, about 40% of 40-year-olds vote. So that gives those now very conservative baby boomers a lot more throw weight when it gets to the polls. This conflict between these generations is the conflict that the country's trapped in, and this is why we cannot have nice things. So as you get ready to go to Thanksgiving dinner table, what you've got to do is shut up. Don't argue with these people. Don't argue with the people who disagree with you. Love them and stop fighting, because we, Gen X, are just asking you all to please stop. Just enjoy the turkey.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.